What's up, YouTube? What's up, former Uber driver, fellow Uber drivers? This is, I'm the terminated Uber driver. That's right. 1 month ago, Uber terminated me off of their platform. I was driving for Uber for about 1 year, and I was coming up to my 1 year anniversary driving for Uber. And Uber, one morning, I woke up, it was a Sunday, a Saturday, it was a Monday morning that I woke up and found that Uber had terminated me off of the application. I didn't check on Sunday to see if I had been terminated because I couldn't drive on Sunday because my car was down and I needed to have my tire on my car fixed, so I didn't even bother to check my Uber application. When I woke up on a Monday morning 1 month ago, I found that Uber had terminated me from the application, and the application said, "There's a problem, contact Uber." Well, what I found out from Uber was this was a permanent termination. This was not a waitlist termination. This was a literal termination from their application. Now, I sent emails back and forth to Uber asking them to turn the application back on. I responded to one of the accusations and told them that I had done nothing wrong to the customer, that I didn't argue with the customer, that what had happened is I had scraped something in a parking lot with the underside of my car. I didn't curse at the customer, I just asked the customer, "Will you please help me out here?" And she was a young girl who probably shouldn't have been in my car, but she took offense at me scraping something in the parking lot, and I was following her directions. And she turned me into Uber, and then Uber turned around and terminated me for abusing a customer. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Uber. I was driving for Uber for almost 1 year. I had 2,000 trips, over 2,000 trips that I had completed. I had less than 30% of the rides give me any kind of rating at all, which means about 70% of the rides didn't rate me. I had 600 stars that were 5-star ratings. I had 29 badges, and I had 12 incredibly wonderful comments that talked about me being a considerate driver, talked about me being an inspirational driver. It talked about me being a driver that was just like no other driver. But Uber decided to zero in on less than 1% of the comments and 1% of the events that they decided to terminate me with. So I'm letting you drivers know, you just never know about Uber. Uber does not have a fair rating system. Their 5-star rating system, there's some YouTube videos that you can watch that explains the 5-star rating system. There are, I don't know how many drivers have been terminated from Uber, but I'm going to tell you something. Uber does not care how much you've helped customers in the past. Uber doesn't care what you've done for the customers. They rely on those 7 to 10 riders that have it in for you, and they make up their mind that there's something wrong with you, and they terminate you. Now, this is my first video. I'm putting that out there. I'm the terminated Uber driver, and I'm putting this out on an old channel that I started years ago, and I'm putting my face out there. And honestly, it's not gonna look good for me, because if I'm putting this information out there, other people can see this, including my future prospects for employers. So I'm just letting you Uber drivers know, Uber doesn't care about you. Uber doesn't care what you've done. You only need a couple good comments that are bad, and Uber will terminate you. So you better find a backup plan for yourself, because you could be busted off of Uber's platform anytime. And the other thing that people don't understand about driving for Uber is you not only can be busted off their platform, you can also be blacklisted from anything else that Uber does when they do this. So I'm just putting this out there, letting you know that you too can be terminated. And there are plenty of drivers that are willing to go out there and try Uber, not having any previous experience. Now I'm going to tell you one thing. If you run across this video and you do watch this video, I'm going to give you a heads up. Start watching all of the other Uber driver videos. Start watching the different things that you would do to improve your driving, to improve your amiability with the customers. But just be keenly aware that it only takes 1 or 2 bad rides where you get into a verbal altercation with a customer. I didn't get into any verbal altercations, and that's the other thing that bothers me about Uber. They believe the customer more than they believe the drivers. Do I look like somebody that would deliberately get into an altercation with my customers? Do I look like a guy who would attack a girl? Do I look like a guy? Here I was a charter bus driver for 10 years and a regular school bus driver for many more years as well, and handled thousands and thousands of children and never got fired from those jobs. But I come along and do Uber, which has an artificial intelligence system and a bad rating system, and very judgmental people in their home office that judges their drivers, and I've been terminated. And when I have no recourse, I even went down to the Green Light Hub in Chicago and asked them to reactivate me, and they explained to me, they gave me a list of things that I did wrong. 1, I'm racist. Really? I'm racist? Okay. Number 2, I'm sexist. I harass women. I've never harassed any of my women in my cars. I've never talked sex with any of the girls in my car. I've never had any of the weird, bizarre events take place in my car that took place in other Uber cars that have been mentioned on Uber in other YouTube channels. They said that I'm a dangerous driver. Really? I'm a dangerous driver? I've had things go wrong driving for Uber, but nobody in my car got injured. Nobody was in my car when the things went wrong. I hit a manhole cover downtown Chicago. I lost both my oil pans. I had a guy broadside me in a parking lot, and that guy is still driving for Lyft today. Yeah, that's right. He's still driving for Lyft today. This is an unedited video. I'm the terminated Uber driver, and I'm going to try to alter the inputs for my screen but I just wanted to let you know, I'm being honest with you. Uber doesn't care one whit about you. They don't care, and Lyft doesn't either. And I'm going to give you one reason why I didn't go to Lyft. Lyft has a $2,500 collision deductible. That means if you get into an accident with your car and Lyft is going to pay for it, you're going to have to come up with the first $2,500 to get that car fixed. I had an accident where a Lyft driver hit me in a parking lot, and I turned the Uber driver, the Lyft driver and Uber driver, he was off the application and I was on the application, and I turned it over to his insurance company. That son of a gun didn't have any auto insurance on himself. He was not insured. Then I turned it over to my insurance company. My insurance company said, "Ooh, were you doing Uber? Okay, well, we're going to go to the James River Insurance Company and try to get a claim from them." James River turned around and said it's $1,000 deductible, and then James River said, well, this is all we're going to pay on the damage on your car. And I ended up paying $1,100 out of my own pocket on a $1,600 repair. So I'm just letting you know that Uber and Lyft are not all that they're cracked up to be. When you take your car and your property and you subject yourself to Uber and you subject yourself to Lyft, you do not have any rights in your own car. You cannot say what you want to say to the rider. You cannot talk about what you want to in front of the rider. I don't recommend doing anything crazy or controversial anyway, but the whole thing is that Those riders have all the power over you, the Uber driver and the Lyft driver, and it's not fair, and it's not right, and Uber doesn't evaluate it, and Uber never asked me what went wrong. They never evaluated me. They never called me, never talked to me. They just turned my application off, left me hanging in the wind, and then I decided, you know what, I'm not going to drive for Lyft either, because you know what, Lyft will do the same stupid thing that Uber did. You have to understand something. You're putting your neck on the line here. And what bothers me is there are these Uber drivers out there who shoot their mouths off on their YouTube videos, who say terrible things about the customers, who use filthy language. They sit there and they drive and they have their hands off the steering wheel, and you can see them doing live videos, and Uber will not terminate them, nor will Lyft. Why? Because they're attracting other drivers to Uber and to Lyft. See, Uber loves it when you start your own YouTube video. Well, I'm just telling you now, this is my impromptu video that I'm turning over right now, and I'm just telling you, Uber doesn't care about you. You better think twice about driving for Uber. You better think twice about driving for Lyft, because you're putting your neck out on the line, you're putting your property on the line, you're putting your car on the line, you're putting your own insurance on the line, you're putting everything you own on the line, and all they give you is some information, and then they suck you dry for time and hours and property that you never get back. Oh, you get to write it off all on your taxes. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't get to write it off all on your taxes. I'm broke. I'm busted. My total take last year was $20,000. I had more than $6,000, $7,000 in car repairs. And plus the mileage that I put on my car last year was 38,000 miles just to make $20,000. Come on, guys. That's not a good return on your money. I'm the terminated Uber driver, and this is my video. Very impromptu, unedited, and I'm turning it over right now to YouTube.